Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing this morning? Jacob, Dustin, Benjamin, Carlos, Veronica. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Dragon Man. Hey, Madison. All right, let's do this thing. If you want to screenshot my screen right now, this is my chart setup. The yellow line is the 50 simple moving average, the purple, the 200 simple moving average, the green is the 8 exponential, the red, 21 exponential. The yellow candles are just inside bars. It's JC inside bars on TradingView. I use them just so they pop out at me for my, kind of make it easy on my eyes. And then TTM squeeze down here, Thinkorswim default. I'm going to clear this now. I am Chart Gal Lori. I am with the chart guys, and we do the pregame huddle. It's the pre-market market rundown where we just go over the Fab Four futures. We go over crypto, commodities, and then movers and shakers, either with news, upgrades, downgrades, or just technical setups. So I'm going to make sure my sound is on so I don't do what I did Friday. Hey, Alice, Bobby, Don, Davy Baby, Luzmar, Chad Bad. Awesome, great. I'm so glad to see all of you this early in the morning. So the market is up. So let's do what we always do. We're going to start on the 15-minute chart, and we're going to look at the Fab Four futures over here. SPY, NASDAQ, Russell, and the Dow. So the Dow, RTY is standing out as strong, and so is the Dow. So here's ES. NASDAQ is a little bit weaker. RTY is the strongest. And then Dow. So RTY, Dow, ES, and then NASDAQ. Let's go over some key levels. We have 15-minute inside bar on SPY. What's an inside bar? That's when the range of this candle is within the range of the mother candle. So the mother candle has a baby, and that baby stays within that price range. So we have key resistance of 419875 and 419950. If you've never traded futures, one of the number one futures things that I learned that really works very well are psychological levels. So 4200 is a psychological level for SPY, and it's just struggling to get over that. Typically in the futures room, we will discuss shorting a psychological level if we're running up into it from the underside, and then if we're coming down to a psychological level, we could go long. So for example, a short at 4200 last night would have worked perfectly. And if we were to come down, and just using this for round numbers, don't panic that I'm saying we're going to go to 4,000. But if we were to approach 4,000, that could be a possible place to go long. So key support is down at 419425, 4194, and 4183. I will end with SPY, and I will slow down and give you those levels at the end. NASDAQ is at a psychological level, a nice round number, 13,900 is kind of magnet right there. So the next resistance, 1391450, and your key support is at 1388150 and 1384450. So as you can see, we have the 200 MA here. Whatever moving average you use, any moving average, when it's sloping down, I call that SOTEMA, slope of the EMA. So I'm just going to use the over here, this black space. When we have the slope of the EMA pointing down and price runs into it, that's typically bearish. And then when slope of the EMA is up and price comes down to it for support, that's typically bullish and a place to buy. So we have a downtrending 200 MA on the 15-minute. I also like to draw frowns. So when the EMA is frowning over price, it just lets me know that's a frown. Wow, that went crazy. It just lets me know that price is sad, and whatever speaks to you. I know that my analogies and my metaphors obviously work for me, and if they don't work for you, then throw it away. You don't have to use them, but whatever visuals, clues I can use to decipher a chart, I'll take it. And remember what we're charting. All of these candles, moving averages, we're charting human psychology. So this is just human behavior. That is what a chart is how the crowd moves in and out of a stock. And we're looking at probabilities. What are the odds that this would continue moving up, higher, or down? And that's what we're trading every day is probabilities. So we have RTY a little bit stronger. We have very low volume. So yesterday, I'm sorry if I get this wrong, no offense to anyone, but I think it was the Orthodox Easter. So we had some markets closed over in Europe. So we did have some markets closed. So we had very low volume last night. So yes, we have a green move, but I would definitely call this a melt up. A definite melt up on low volume. So just be careful. You know, we've got green, yes, and it's beautiful. I love green. Green's my favorite color. However, we need volume to sustain this move up. So on RTY, our key support is at 228280 and 228280. Yes, I said it right. Then 228220, then 227350. I like IWM as far as the 4 sectors. Dow looks beautiful, and I really like RTY. I like the squeeze. I like the prices going sideways, and I like that we're storing energy, that price pressure for that Instapot to release that price. And I also like the trading items that have a range for me to trade off. I like to short a resistance. I like to go long at support, just to keep it simple for my simple brain. Well, RTY is range bound. Some of these others are an all-time high and they're not as range bound. YM actually has the prettiest chart out there with this weekly bull flag potential. We have inside bars, multiple inside bars. I really like this trade. If we were to get a bear break, I like to call it a bear break bobble, but if we were to get any type of where we get an hourly higher high, higher low, lower high, break that higher low trend, and then not get any follow through and resume back upwards, that's what we're looking for that confirmation of that bull flag on the higher time frame. I'll say it again, YM looks the best to me, and that's also partially due to XLF. XLF is testing the all-time high this morning. 3661 is the all-time high, and we have broken it in pre-market hours. We need to break it during regular trading hours for it to mean more. So 3665 is your resistance on XLF, and I'm jumping around, but we had names like Bank of America, Citigroup, they got upgrades this morning. So overall, I mean, we have a lot of financial names that look strong. GS is a beautiful chart. Schwab is another chart that we traded as part of the swing report back here. We had great gains last week. So overall, financials are looking good, holding up the Dow, and just we have this beautiful chart in sideways action and pressure building. Gold made a move last week. We shorted the FOMC. Was that last week already? Wow. And we went long, over here as part of a pre-game trade. And right now we have 15-minute higher highs, higher lows. You have support at 1779.10, 1777.50. Key resistance is up at 1789.90. Gold looks very constructive. And if we just kind of zoom out here, let me go to like a 30-minute, let's see, an hourly. Look at this rounded bottom. When you see rounded bottoms, that's the same thing as a smile. So that's when price is being pushed down by the bears and the bulls say, not so fast, not so fast. And then they start turning the ship around. And that's that rounded bottom. That's why a rounded bottom is very bullish. That's just steady, consistent buying by the bulls. And that's what's happened with gold. Gold looks very constructive. Oil. I don't know why I have such a bear bias on oil. And I do label it as bias because I will only trade technical setups, not my bias. Right now we have 4-hour large range, resistance 63.89, support 62.91. So I was hoping for some type of inverse head and shoulders or clear pattern, but again, this is a low volume night. So you look at these other, well, that was actually trading day. But anyway, we have a very low volume. We have the 50 MA overhead. Be careful with oil. We have a 30-minute EQ. Resistance 63.87, 63.89. Support down at 63.27 and 62.91. And if you want very specific technicals on any of the commodities, jump over to the commodities channel with Joey. He has amazing information and insight. This is all he does is commodities. So go check that out, the Chart Guys community. So Bitcoin, beautiful move by crypto this weekend. So I was reminded looking at Ethereum of one of my favorite things to remind myself when I want to go counter trend is if you want something done, you ask a busy person to do it, right? Well, that's what Ethereum is. Ethereum is a busy bull. And I don't want to be entering up here, but I for sure am looking for 5-minute oversold. We just got it. Or 15-minute oversold, those back burner trades to go long. So Ethereum is a busy bull. And I just say that to remind you, one of the first things you can do to clean up your trading is stop going counter trend. I know I actually learned from one of the best counter trend traders in the world, Charting Man Dan, and he trades counter trend. That oversold conditions is one of his, that's his wheelhouse, that's his lane. But as a newer trader, that can be very difficult. So just stay with the trend. I wouldn't be trying to short ETH over here. If you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. And Ethereum is one busy bull. So right now we have a 30-minute downtrend, but that could be a bull flag on a higher time frame because the bears are not getting a lot of follow through on that 30-minute bear break. Let me say that again. 30-minute downtrend. Okay, so we got a higher high, higher low, lower high, and now we have a lower low. But look at that lower wick of the bulls buying the dip. Then we zoom out and say, is there a bull flag on a higher time frame? Sure is, 4 hour. This is a trend trade. Let me just reemphasize the SOTIMA concept. Look at the slope of the EMA pointing up, and the 8 EMA is having no problem holding price. That is a trend trade. So Ethereum looking good. I don't know if I gave you the level, so let me do that again if I didn't. 3179.99 is your resistance, 3203.27, and then your support is down at 308.250 and 303.875. Coin. Actually, let me go back to Ethereum. We did fibs last week. Let's do fibs again. So 281109 was our first, that's where I trimmed. I bought it back on a pullback. 362703 would be the next fib extension target. Does not mean it's going to go there, but that would be another profit taking area if it were to get there. I like Ethereum overall for fundamental reasons and long-term holds. Coin. Of course, I'm going with Coin and Riot this morning because crypto had such a bullish weekend. Bitcoin got up off the ground. So Coin is trying to set its first daily higher low. So we are price trend traders over at Chart Guys. So we have a lower low, lower high. Now we're looking to establish that higher low and then get that higher high and change the trend. In order to change the trend, price has to get up over 30670, 30670 for Coinbase. So your key supports, let me kind of zoom in a little more. In pre-market, 302.25 support, then $300 psychological, 297.01 resistance, 304.11, 304.60. As long as crypto is busy B market, then I'm expecting Coin to have some busy action. Dryden. So Cheesecake Factory, they had great earnings last week, and it made us go look at the restaurant sector. And so I'm giving away one of our swing report names from the weekend to y'all for free. So we give 6 names every weekend as part of the swing report service. It's a 42-page plus document where we go over the market wins, relative rotation, where we discuss where is money flowing to and from. We look at this in depth. And then we pick 6 names that we like. Well, Dryden looks really good. So I like when price pushes into the 50 MA, and I call this the trampoline move, where RSI turning up, SOTIMA turning up, volume. We just need a little more bull volume for Dryden to get going. 147.64, the high of Friday, is your resistance, then 149.73. This is a beautiful chart with a nice setup. Does it mean it's going to work out? Nope. It could just fall, the bottom fall out. And Buffett and Munger could say that Dryden restaurants are the worst things in the world, and then it just drop, or they sell it, or whatever. So just remember, we are always in a situation that anything can happen, but I like this technical setup to the long side. We are watching MNMD. Dan is covering it in the room. We're covering it in the marijuana channel. Yes, I know this is a mushroom company. It's not marijuana company, but we are looking for a potential bottom fish. We're looking for that daily low to finally get set since it went live. So 375 is the key support from Friday's action. We have a new low of 365, but we need that to happen during regular trading hours. Why? Because of volume. But I can say that MNMD has more volume than some other names where it's believable. So this action this morning is believable. It's happening on higher volume. So 365, 366, your key support, resistance 379, 380. This may get a flush and bounce this morning. We are looking for it for a counter trend trade, which means the experienced traders will have more luck with this. We're looking for that full capitulation. We're looking for that college student to go over in the corner, yak it all up, all that Jägermeister, so it can feel better and then resume higher. NIO had delivery numbers. Look at this volume on Friday. Wow. That's kind of a disappointment. When you see this kind of volume on a name that averages this type of volume, that's typically a great place to go long. So we went long and then we faded the rest of the day, but we didn't have the market support. So a tide floats all boats. So the market is the tide. So we need the tide to move up to help all of these names. So overall, NIO looks constructive. You have resistance in pre-market at 40.30, 40.38, 40.87. You have support at 39.85 and 39.54. So NEO has some pre-market volume. It has its delivery information. If you're in the TCG community, go over to the news channel. I posted the deliveries. It was 125% or something like that year over year delivery increase. OCGN, biotech name with some COVID related news, I believe. But either way, it was positive trial names, whatever. I just like to zoom out on these names and always remind myself of the trauma. So we have in 2014, this was almost an $800 stock. So we have all these splits and now price is down at $14. So we got bag holder here, a Chanel bag holder here, a Louis Vuitton bag holder over here, a Hermes bag holder over here. So we've got trauma. All of these people that bought it over here at higher prices, as price comes up into it, they're looking to sell and offload their bags to you. So this could be a different situation that we could have new management, new drugs, new all kinds of stuff. And things are changing for this company and this trauma will get resolved. But just remember when you're looking at these names that sometimes they're nefarious. Stuff could have been happening or dilution. Just remember that. Don't get caught bag holding these names. So key support, I'm going to have to zoom in and give you some key support, is down at 1385. Then 1280 resistance is at 1438 and 1465. Riot. Okay, you got me, Benjamin. I almost spit my coffee out. That's funny. Okay, you have resistance at 43.38, 43.84, support 43.05, and 41.85. We're looking at Riot. It's having a green morning because crypto had a green morning. And by the way, if you're listening to this video hours after the fact and you're like, what is she laughing at? What is she talking about? We have a vibrant chat community over in the chart, guys, and we also have a vibrant chat in the YouTube chat room as we're live, and it's just fun hanging out with my friends. So right now we have 15-minute inside bars. That resistance is 43.38 and that support 43.20. I'm going over this fast. This is a great setup if you like to trade it. I personally don't like to trade Riot. I don't like the premiums on the options. Sometimes shorts are difficult to locate, so I don't really like Riot personally. Vizio, I like this chart. They have earnings May 11th. It couldn't be a swing report name back in here. I was waiting for some more price history, and by the time I found it in here, then we have earnings that are imminent. But overall, lower wick of bulls buying, whatever caused that dip on Friday. But this chart is pretty constructive. This is a Roku competitor. They have a streaming service just like Roku. Of course, most of us have Vizio TVs, but overall, no news. I like this name. I like the way the chart is set up. 2340, 2260 are your supports, and your resistance is up at 2880. So we like to say looking left. Lamont likes to look left. So we have prior resistances that were negated by this move up, but price has memory. So it could come back up and revisit these levels. Tesla has some China scrutiny. Overall, Tesla bulls had a great day Friday with great bull volume and a bullish engulfing candle where the price range eclipsed the Thursday's action. But again, they're kind of warding off bad news. So overall, your key resistances on Tesla, 705.29, 710.21, support 699, and this big move here, we cleared out the order book. So if we start coming down, it could come down fast. So I don't have any clear setups for the day where this is exactly what I'm going to do, and that's okay. I don't have to trade every day. I want the setups to be crystal clear and bring me out of retirement. Remember, your number one job, I don't say this enough, is your equity curve is if it's at the left bottom of the screen, is to bring it up to the right top corner. This is what your job is, increase your equity curve. And that doesn't happen taking willy-nilly trades left and right. Finally, SPY. Then I'll jump over in the chat room and see if I have any pressing questions or did I miss anything. Okay. I don't like those spikes up when the broker platforms open. That usually happens on pretty low volume. I am going so slow this morning. It's a Monday. I feel it in my bones. Okay, 419.42, 419.44 is your resistance, 419.06, 419 is your support, then 418.93. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit in case you want to take a screenshot. Oh, and micro Bitcoin futures are coming out today, I believe. I read that with CME. I'm so excited. Love trading futures and the Bitcoin futures. Buying one Bitcoin future was like buying 5 Bitcoin. That's a big, big number. It could be a sell the news with Elon on Saturday Night Live. Yep, all cryptos up. Yeah, if you could hit that like button, that would be great. I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with us this morning. As always, if there's something that we can do a little better, let us know. We always love constructive criticism. Okay, let me look at UEC. UEC is a uranium name, Lusmar, and a CCJ. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Earnings Whisper. So Earnings Whisper had, so earnings May 7th, the highest increase in earnings expectation. I was reading this morning. CCJ is a related uranium name reporting May 7th. So just know it could impact a name like UEC. Sorry, I went down that rabbit hole, but I thought it was still relevant. So UEC, I always start out at least with the daily. We don't have earnings on this name until June 4th, so we're good there. It is holding the 21 EMA. And remember, we get mean reversion, which means we just return back to the 21 EMA, and that's what it looks like. It looks constructive right now. On the 4-hour, so on the hourly, 285 and 275 are your key support. Resistance is 305. So on the hourly, they got to rebuild this structure. This was a pretty large range. We may stay within that range today. That would not surprise me. So 285 is your key support and 305 is your key resistance. So Friday's range. Let's see, what else do y'all need from me? Okay, Apple, and then I will turn the stream off to go head on over and listen to Dan. So resistance 132.23, 132.30, support 130, 182, and 131.66. I read somewhere that Apple's getting foldable phones or something. Lots going on. This chart, the dividend, the buybacks, just an amazing company. And I look at it at $130 and say, what a deal. But we have to remember they had that split back over here. What was it? 1 for 4 or 1 for 5? So, but just the cash on their balance sheet's so beautiful. So 131.07 was the low of Friday. And the bulls bought it as if it were a double bottom within 23 cents of 131.30. So let's see if that can hold on Apple. You're welcome, Lusmar. Amazon, and that'll be it for Josiah. Amazon had great earnings. This is still my favorite weekly chart. I try to be as consistent as possible. And this chart looks beautiful. We pushed into the 50 MA for a trampoline move. We got earnings out of the way. So we may digest the earnings move for a while. 34.85 is your key resistance. Let me kind of zoom in a little more on Amazon. 34.7610, 34.85 is your next resistance. Support 34.68, 34.64. All right, that's it for me. Thank y'all for joining.